So hello folks, and welcome to this live broadcast just around the Swakamo community here in Paynesville. We are bringing you this live broadcast. Well, the flooding situation here is a bit terrible due to some of the erection of buildings in the waterways, and we're going to be showing you some of the buildings that are actually in the waterways. But let's keep our eyes just for a moment on the floor situation here around the Swakamo community, where it has crossed the main route from the TrueLiberia junction coming as far as the Swakamo community. And you see pedestrians who are using this route making their way from across the 72nd Boulevard junction. And vehicles are also finding it difficult because, mind you, the force from the water and not knowing exactly where to place your vehicle. But there is this huge building on my left, and it is the Osali store, just situated on the left when you are using the route from the TrueLiberia junction. And you have another one on my far left. These two buildings for years have been here and was actually built in the waterways, so making it unpleasant that every time it rains you have flooding situation here on the main route. And this has been an issue year in, year out, and I'm told that of recent there is a backspace behind this building that the owner of this building actually intended making it as a parking lot, and that might have increased the level of flooding situation here, because now you don't have the easy access of water, especially passing from the back, going along the SD Copper Road, and then from this side, this is the Swakamo community. Recently, the Ministry of Public Works brought in their machine and they decided to open the drainage system, but this is not helping at all. It is not helping at all, and now we are confronted with this situation here. If you are coming from the way of town and you are wondering why there is this huge traffic along the Todman Boulevard route, please be informed that there is a flooding situation just after the AB Trouble or SD Copper Road junction along the Swakamo community. And if you are coming from the way of the TrueLiberia junction, coming from Paynesville and headed for town, we also want you to be informed that ahead of you, right after the checkpoint, there is this huge flooding situation that have crossed the main road from all sides and is causing a bit of delay in the smooth flow of traffic here. And I think the national government will have to take this seriously, owing to the fact that the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, and also the Ministry of Public Works will take key on these two buildings. And there is another one far ahead of the SD Copper Road. So all of the buildings that were actually erected in the waterways are now causing serious problem for this main route and even residents around this community. So here you have this store, and this is exactly what you see whenever it rains along this route. And there are so many places we will be going. After here, we will make our way around the Douala area to show you the level of flooding situation around Monrovia and its environment due to the building of stores or homes in waterways, and that the EPA have advised that people should get off waterways and stop building in the waterways, because this might in the end falls on the lap of government, and you have the National Disaster Management Agency coming in. So as a way of preventing this, structures that are in the waterways, I think, should be handled by the Ministry of Public Works and the Environmental Protection Agency. From this side, this is just one of many places that the flooding situation have crossed from one side of the road to the other side, and making it almost impossible for pedestrians and motorists to access the road. So let's go now closer and give you a pictorial look of how pedestrians and motorists are finding it very difficult to access this place.
See the road, look at the road, look at the road.
But it is raining, and we had to bring this broadcast to you. But it's raining, and we are cognizant of the fact that our equipment we have to be protected while we give you this broadcast. So as soon as so the rain is almost entering into our shoes, because as soon as you go closer to where the flooding is actually on the increase, you have water pouring in your shoes. So we are still here along the Swagamo community where this flooding situation is taking place due to some of the buildings that were erected in the waterways. And one of such is the Osali store that is just opposite us here. And we also have the International Aluminum Factory. This building, along with the Osali building, these are buildings that were built in the waterways, and it's causing serious problem for the Tottenham Boulevard route from the ELWN. And you see how motorists, pedestrians are finding it difficult. This is a call to the Ministry of Public Works and the Environmental Protection Agency to come in swiftly to curtail the situation. I guess sometimes you might be wondering as to, well, the people have invested a lot. Look at the kind of infrastructure that was erected. No, you cannot take a building and put it in the waterways, and then at the end of the day there are many homes that are actually feeding the aftermath of this situation. And then only because This is a business that has been operated by our foreign partners, and because they've spent so much, so we should leave them and allow many communities across Monrovia and its environment to continue suffering. The manner and form in which the guys built their building, they don't feel the pinch because they are on top of the waterway, and then all you have is they close the drainages, and there is no way that you have the Ministry of Public Works coming in to get rid of the flooding situation by either clearing the drainages or extending the drainage system. So all you need to do is either to rethink and see how best this situation, if it is possible that the Ministry of Public Works take a drastic action to have some of these buildings demolished so that we can experience what we are experiencing right now. I think this is the time, and this is the time. So you listen to many Liberians, they will shift the blame on the stores that were actually built in the waterways. And even as we stand a little bit far from this place, our shoes are already white because there is no way you can escape the flooding situation here. ELBC, LMTV Live. This is Ayesiniva and Aaron Tali broadcast from the Swagamo community here in Paynesville, where the flooding situation here is almost becoming a national disaster for residents in Monrovia and other parts of Paynesville. So this is why, as state broadcaster, we deem it necessary to come here and give you the look of things so that national government and actors in the sector can take more of the situation. So wherever you are watching from, we say thanks for joining us as we bring this broadcast to you live and direct from the Swagamo community here in Paynesville along the Todman Boulevard route. Just a stone's throw away from the 72nd Boulevard Junction, and by the way of Paynesville, it's a stone's throw away from the ELWA Junction, not far from the SD Poparo Junction. This situation will have to be taken very seriously, because if this is happening and you have the Liberia Electricity Corporation that is giving out a stable current. Your guest would be my guest, as if there is any electrical shock, that may be a serious disaster that people could be electrocuted from a such situation, and you don't want that happening. So this is an SOS call to the This is an SOS call from the state broadcaster to the Environmental Protection Agency, the Ministry of Public Works. That yes, it is hard time that you step up your games and make sure that structures that were erected in the waterways be get off the waterways, because at the end of the day, I can tell you where exactly this flooding is headed for. Not just on this main route, but it's going to the communities, the various communities, and they are the ones that will be the end. They are the ones that will be the end user, if you want to put it that way, or will feel the pinch of the end of this situation. This is just on the street, and after a year, this entire flooding situation will have to subside at the base. And where would that be? That would be the Swagamo community, the King Gray community, the SD Copper Road community, the AB Tubber Road, the 72nd community, and just name the rest of other communities across Monrovia and parts of Paynesville that are experiencing this flooding situation. So folks, like we said, this is a broadcast we are bringing you from across Monrovia and some parts of Paynesville. So this is the Swagamo community, and it's in Paynesville, just along the Tottenham Boulevard route, and we will bring this broadcast to a closure as we head for the next location. My name is Ayesin Iba, and I'm here with my colleague Aaron Talu. Jointly, we are bringing you this broadcast. So watch up for the next location. Thanks for watching.